Hello, dear friend. Tonight, I want to tell you a peaceful story, a quiet story about hope, rest, and finding light again. So breathe slowly and let your heart become soft and calm. Now, let us begin. Deep inside an endless forest, hidden beneath tall, silver trees and glowing moonlight, there was a magical library. Very few people knew about it, because the library only appeared to hearts that needed healing, people who felt lost, people who forgot how to dream, people who quietly wished for a place to rest. At night, tiny golden lanterns floated gently between the trees like sleepy stars. Soft wind moved through the leaves, and warm golden light glowed quietly through the library windows. The library stood peacefully in the middle of the forest, surrounded by flowers that shimmered softly beneath the moonlight. Inside were endless shelves filled with beautiful old books. But these books were different. They did not tell ordinary stories. Each book carried a feeling. One book could remind someone of courage. Another could return forgotten happiness. Some books healed lonely hearts, and some helped people remember who they truly were. One quiet evening, a young girl wandered slowly through the forest alone. The sky above her shimmered with stars. The cool night air brushed softly against her skin. But inside her heart, everything felt heavy. Lately, life had become exhausting. Every day felt rushed and noisy. She smiled around other people, but secretly, she felt tired all the time. That night, as she walked beneath the moonlight, the girl whispered quietly into the forest, "I wish I could find somewhere peaceful." The moment she spoke, a soft golden light appeared between the trees ahead. The girl stopped walking. Tiny floating lanterns drifted slowly through the darkness. And far away between the trees, she could see warm, glowing windows shining softly in the night. For some reason, the light felt comforting, like the forest itself was welcoming her gently. So slowly, the girl followed the floating lanterns deeper into the woods. The farther she walked, the quieter her thoughts became. The trees swayed softly in the night wind. Leaves whispered gently above her head, and step by step, the heaviness in her chest slowly began to soften. Finally, she reached a small clearing hidden deep in the forest, and there, beneath the silver moonlight, stood the magical library. It was breathtaking. Tall wooden towers rose between the trees. Golden ivy climbed along the walls. Tiny glowing flowers bloomed beneath the windows. And above the entrance, beautiful silver letters shimmered softly. The Forest Library. The giant wooden doors slowly opened by themselves. Warm light spilled onto the grass outside. The girl stepped inside carefully. The library felt peaceful beyond words. Soft music echoed gently through the tall halls. Candles flickered beside endless shelves of books. The air smelled like paper, tea, wood, and rain. Tiny floating lights drifted lazily overhead like sleepy fireflies. And somehow, the moment the girl entered, her breathing became slower, calmer, as if the library itself understood tired hearts.
"Welcome,"
A gentle voice suddenly said nearby. The girl turned around. An old librarian stood beside a tall shelf. He wore long silver robes, and tiny stars shimmered softly in his white hair. His eyes looked warm and peaceful.
"You've been carrying too much,"
He said kindly. The girl lowered her eyes quietly. She did not know why, but hearing those words made her emotional. The librarian smiled softly.
"Come, there is a book waiting for you."
He whispered. He guided her through the endless glowing halls. Books floated gently through the air around them. Some whispered softly when she passed. Some glowed warmly like tiny suns. Finally, they stopped before a small silver book resting alone on a wooden table. Unlike the others, this book shimmered gently like moonlight on water. The librarian carefully placed it into the girl's hands. On the cover were simple glowing words. The girl who forgot her light. The girl's heart trembled softly. Slowly she opened the book. Inside, she saw memories from her own life. Moments she had forgotten. Times when she laughed freely. Times when she dreamed fearlessly. Times when she felt proud of herself for simply trying. Page after page, the book reminded her of the warmth she once carried inside her heart. Tears filled her eyes quietly.
"I forgot this version of myself,"
She whispered softly. The librarian nodded kindly.
"Many people do. The world becomes noisy. People become tired. And slowly, they stop seeing their own light."
He said. The library around them glowed softly in silence.
"But your light never disappeared."
The librarian continued gently.
"It was only hidden beneath fear and exhaustion."
The girl held the glowing book carefully against her chest. For the first time in a long while, she felt warmth inside herself again. Not perfect happiness, not excitement, just quiet hope, gentle peace, the kind of feeling that softly whispers.
"You will be okay."
The librarian smiled warmly.
"Rest here as long as you need. In this place, tired hearts are always welcome."
The girl slowly looked around the magical library once more. Some books floated peacefully through the air. Others rested quietly on ancient wooden shelves. Golden lanterns swayed gently overhead like tiny moons. Everything felt calm, safe, warm, as if time itself moved more slowly there. The librarian quietly walked toward another shelf and pulled out a tiny blue book glowing faintly in the darkness.
This library does not only protect memories.
He placed the small book carefully onto the table.
It also protects forgotten dreams.
The girl looked at the glowing cover curiously. Forgotten dreams? She asked quietly. The librarian nodded.
Many people become so busy surviving that they forget the things that once made their hearts shine.
The girl became silent, because deep inside, she knew he was right. There was a time when she loved small, beautiful things, drawing pictures beside rainy windows, watching clouds drift slowly across the sky, making wishes on stars, reading stories late into the night beneath soft blankets. But somewhere along the way, life had become heavy and hurried. And little by little, she stopped noticing the magic around her. The librarian opened the blue book slowly. Inside, tiny glowing illustrations moved gently across the pages. A younger version of the girl laughed while running through wildflowers. Another page showed her smiling proudly while holding a tiny drawing in her hands. Another showed her sitting beneath the night sky, dreaming quietly about the future. The girl stared silently at the glowing pages. "She looks happy," she whispered softly. The librarian smiled kindly.
She still exists inside you.
The girl felt tears warm her eyes once again, not because she was sad, but because something inside her heart was waking up. Something gentle, something she thought she had lost forever. Hope. The librarian closed the book carefully.
Growing older is not the same as losing your light. The world may become louder, but your heart still remembers how to glow.
Outside the giant windows, silver moonlight shimmered across the endless forest trees. The floating lanterns drifted lazily through the peaceful night air. And deep inside the magical forest library, the girl finally allowed herself to breathe slowly, to rest, to simply exist without fear. For a long, quiet moment, neither of them spoke. The library itself felt alive somehow, gentle, patient, like it had been waiting for tired hearts for a very long time. Then suddenly, a soft breeze moved through the tall halls. Thousands of tiny golden lights began glowing between the bookshelves. The girl looked up in wonder.
They appear whenever someone begins believing in themselves again.
The librarian whispered with a warm smile. The tiny lights floated around the girl gently like stars. And for the first time in many months, she smiled without pretending. A real smile, small and quiet, but real. The librarian's eyes shimmered kindly.
You do not need to become someone new. You only need to remember the light that was already inside you.
The girl looked down at the glowing silver book in her hands. Then slowly, she nodded. Outside, the endless forest slept peacefully beneath the stars. And hidden deep within the trees, the magical library continued glowing warmly in the moonlight, waiting patiently for the next tired soul searching for peace.